In the Haunted Museum. In Miss Frizzle's class, we were getting ready for a concert at the Sound Museum, but something was wrong. It was the instrument that Carlos had made. It looked terrific, but as Ralphie said, it sounded ploopy. How could we play concerto for the invented instrument? What if with a ploopy sound? Ploop, did you hear that? This is not music to my ears. Miss Frizzle was the only one who didn't seem worried. She encouraged Carlos by saying, "Just keep asking questions and you'll keep getting answers." Then she hustled us onto the school bus. We were late for the dress rehearsal of our concert. We had to get to the Sound Museum in a hurry. Ploop. During the ride, Carlos worked on his instrument. "I don't think it's getting better," said Dorothy Ann. "He needs more time," agreed Tim. That's when the bus began to act strangely. This happens a lot when the Frizz is driving. "Are we there yet?" Ploop. Suddenly, the bus overheated. "We're stuck," said Phoebe. "We'll miss the dress rehearsal," said Dorothy Ann. "I'll pull the bus," cried Miss Frizzle, "and you can push it." "I don't think Carlos is getting anywhere." Gasp. "Neither are we." Ploop. Hiss. While we pushed, Carlos kept working. His instrument looked better and better. It sounded worse and worse. Meanwhile, we kept hearing all of these spooky sounds: voosh, screech, creak. Then we heard a different sound. Miss Frizz called it Mephilephus. It was also coming from the old creepy house. We wanted to get back on the bus, but the Frizz cried, "Take chances, make mistakes. Eek, screek. This place is batty. Our broken down bus is looking better and better. Gone. Bon." Then she rang the doorbell. Boy, did it sound off. Carlos heard the amazing sound too. "Listen to that. I need to find out what's making that sound," said Carlos. "I knew I should have stayed home today," Arnold said. When the door swung open, Carlos and Miss Frizzle walked right in. The rest of the class followed. Squeak, eek, be my guest. I don't want to be a guest in this place. "Hello," called Miss Frizzle. "Hello," her voice echoed back to us. No one greeted us. The door swung shut, and it wouldn't open. We were stuck in the house. "Here's a phone book," said Dorothy Ann. "Maybe we can call for help." But when Dorothy Ann opened that phone book, it rang. The Frizz opened the other books. We heard foghorns, roars, whispers, screams, and some crazy laughter. The books were filled with sounds. Brain, brain, you can't judge a book by its cover. At my old school, the books were for reading. Whoa, boo. "I wonder who lives here," said Keisha nervously. Then Miss Frizzle told us about the owner, Professor Cornelia C. Cartardo. Cornelia was an ancient collector of sound, she explained. She disappeared about 100 years ago. We weren't surprised. Who would want to live in this house? "Class," said the Frizz, "this house is actually the Sound Museum." That did surprise us, especially since the museum was closed for the night, and we are in it. Ooh, we definitely wouldn't have done this in my old school. Let's not do it now either. Plink, plink. "We have the whole place to ourselves," said Miss Frizzle. "Great," said Carlos. Not everyone was so happy. Ralphie was worried about Professor Cornelia C. Cartano. "I bet she's a ghost," he said. "Maybe she's in the house seeking the perfect sound." This was an interesting thought. The house is full of surprising sounds. Creak. "I'm not counting on sweet dreams. I should have brought my teddy bear." It was time for bed. The museum just happened to have enough kid-sized beds for everyone. We got way under the covers. Carlos was still thinking about his instrument. So far, nothing had improved it. "Cornelia, if you're out there, will you help me make this sound right?" he called. We heard the sound again. Someone or something had answered Carlos. He ran from the room to see what it was. We scrambled after Carlos. Before we could stop him, he had opened a door. And we were in a strange room. Every time we turned around, we saw something different. We ran from a jungle to the mountains. Miss Frizzle was there yodeling. Her yodel bounced from one mountain to another. It was an echo. Yodel-ee-oh, yodel-ee-oh. Once is enough. From there we tumbled into a giant room. It was full of gigantic musical instruments. Dorothy Ann pulled the string up of a harp. The string moved back and forth and made a musical sound. Miss Frizzle said, "That movement is a vibration." Keisha added, "When the string stops vibrating, the sound stops." Carlos asked, "Are all sounds made by something vibrating?" It didn't take long to find out. Tim and Phoebe played the drum by making it vibrate. Wanda rang the gong by making it vibrate. They did not they not only heard the sound, they felt it too. Bon, shake it. I'm all shook up. Ding. And Miss Frizzle rang a giant bell. The vibrations filled the room. Suddenly the wall cracked open. We followed the frizz through the wall and onto the stage. Miss Frizzle gave Carlos some funny-looking glasses. They must have been magic. They let Carlos see sound waves. "Sound waves look like the ripples in a pond," he cried. "They're circles within circles moving outward." "Look, he's talking in circles." We all put on magical glasses. It was fun making sounds and watching the vibrations. The sound waves started in one place and moved out in all directions. I don't believe my ears, or my eyes. My ears. Miss Frizzle showed us something else. First she sang a high note. The circles came out close together. Next she sang a low note. The circles were further apart. "Class," said the Frizz, "high sounds are made when something vibrates fast. Low sounds are made by something vibrating more slowly. High dee dee, high dee, low dee dee, low." I'm afraid she needs a tune-up. Then Carlos got a really soundproof idea. "It doesn't matter how my instrument looks. What matters is how it vibrates." He dashed back to the bedroom. His instrument was gone. Uh-oh, it's gone. We were nervous. We heard that amazing sound again. Then the lights went out. "That sound is coming from the closet door," cried Dorothy Ann. Carlos opened the door and disappeared. He had fallen into a dungeon. That didn't bother the Frizz. She jumped right in, too, and shouted, "Follow me, kids." This seemed like an unsound idea, but she was our teacher. Arg, soon we will be down there all together. Hey, that's right, it's hay. The sound was bouncing off the walls, off of the long hallway. We followed the sound waves around the corner to the end of the hall. The sounds were coming through a door. Carlos opened it. Inside we saw someone sitting at an organ. It was Cornelia C. Cartano III. The original Cornina had been her great-grandmother. From behind the organ, Cornelia pulled out Carlos's instrument. That strikes a familiar note. Carlos knew exactly what to do. He began taking things off the instrument. With so much stuff on it, the instrument can't vibrate the way it needs to, he explained. Ah, the sound of music at last. We gave a terrific concert. Everyone loved the amazing sounds from Carlos's invented instrument. Cornelia liked them so much, she asked for the instrument. She said no sound museum was complete without it. She was right. A funny phone call. Uh-oh, there's that phony phone ringing again. Who could it be? Magic School Bus. Hello? Caller. I think your imagination got away from you in this book. Magic School Bus. What do you mean? Everything in the book is true. Caller. Well, that doorbell can't be real. Magic School Bus. Maybe you're right, but it's a great idea. Caller. You don't expect readers to believe that books can make all those sounds, do you? Magic School Bus. You're right. That's make-believe. Caller. And you can't really see a sound, can you? Magic School Bus. No, that's why the kids wore magic glasses, but everything else in the book is true. Caller. What about the ghost? There aren't really any ghosts. Magic School Bus. No, of course not. Caller. And I don't think school buses are magical either. Magic School Bus. No, they're not. But I bet you wish they were. Just use your imagination.